Pamela Anderson had secretly remarried her ex-husband. The 46-year-old blonde bombshell told reporters she and Rick Salomon, he of the Paris Hilton tapes fame, had tied the knot for the second time, and they and their families are very happy.
Thank you for explaining that. They join a growing list of celebrities who have remarried the same person. Elizabeth Taylor and Richard Burton, Melanie Griffith and Don Johnson, Pink and Kerry Hart, and our very own Jackie Weaver and Darren Hinch. And it's not just celebrities who take the plunge a second time around, with a growing number of Australians remarrying their first love.
So, what makes someone marry the same person twice? Divorce coach Helen Folwell joins us from Brisbane. Good morning to you. We should get you to first explain, Helen, what a divorce coach does.
Well, I guess, you know, that title very much, I specialise in divorce. I help people go through the paperwork even, you know, it might be affidavits, it might just be adjusting to the situation, helping them make choices so that they can feel informed enough to, you know, make life-changing decisions.
Smooth over the process, right? So how common is it for people to remarry the same person?
Well, it is common. You know, it's not massively common, but it is common. And, you know, I see it a fair bit, actually, in my business. So even right now, I would have 4 sets of couples who are actually going through, you know, the process of dissolving their old relationship because they're moving forward in a committed relationship with a past love, sometimes first love.
So, Helen, from what you've seen, what is it that brings couples back together?
Well, if I was going to be frivolous, I'd say Facebook. However, it's we have a huge sense of history, perhaps a shared sense of history. We have, you know, issues that might have caused the couple to break up in the first place now really have either diminished or gone away completely. So, you know, these couples who have already been divorced, of course, they've also learned some lessons through this. They might have the tools now to deal with this relationship. And there's a distinct advantage in that you know this person. You know, the greatest challenge in any relationship is getting to know someone. So, you know, we know these people. It really does lead to a high sense of commitment very early.
Interesting point from one of our viewers here, Justine Christensen, who says, we're too quick to separate rather than find ways to make it work. So is that one of the reasons that people perhaps didn't give their first marriage a good shot in the first place?
Well, I think most people in a first marriage mistakenly sometimes assume that this is just going to work, and they don't necessarily look at, you know, all the issues that build up within, you know, a couple in a relationship. So, you know, a healthy relationship does benefit from some breaks as well, perhaps further down the track. You know, they can actually manage to reconcile, but, you know, I've got to say as well, in my work mediating with warring ex-spouses, I'm pretty confident the last thing on any of their minds is a reconciliation down the track, but it does happen.
I should say, Justine goes on to say, we separated for a year and we decided to work through it. That was 10 years ago. We're still together. So that's that lesson in practice.
Helen, from your experience, is marriage better? Do your couples find it better the second time around?
Well, the figures would actually say that whether or not it's better, you know, these are shorter marriages. The divorce rate in a second marriage is almost twice as high as first. So I think there are some very lucky people who work very hard at their relationship second time around because they have an increased sense of happiness, you know, their expectation of being happy and really looking hard at what they're going to do with this next relationship. They've learned lessons in the past. So, you know, it's certainly some are better.
It seems that some people will never go back. Some more emails here. Nicole Best. Well, hell freezes and thaws out again if I ever do that. I'm not that desperate to go back to my husband. Jennifer, are these people crazy? I would never go back. Heather Svensson. Right. Probably shouldn't mention her last name and then read out a comment. Never mind there. I think perhaps for some couples the lesson is best to move on.
It's not going to work for everyone.
Yeah, it may not work for everyone. Thank you so much, Helen, for all that.